I am 28. Think I want to break up with my partner, F26, of 7 years because of her family. Is this unreasonable? Me and my partner have been together for approaching 7 years now, and we are a perfect pair. But the biggest consistent issue between us has been her family and their treatment of her. Her mother is emotionally, financially, and physically codependent on my partner, even though she doesn't need to be. They aren't disabled or unemployed, just expectant and demanding. Her brother is 18 and similar, except entering the realm of abusive. He's extremely moody and will scream, shout, and make everyone miserable if he doesn't get his way, and his mother will roll over to keep the peace no matter what he does. Because of this dynamic, in our time together we've never had more than a week alone, never lived together, and only gone away together a handful of times despite us both earning a good wage. This culminated around September last year, where her brother became so verbally abusive to my partner that their dad had to step between them while she wept on the floor, and I overheard him telling his friends and laughing about it the day after. I was furious and still can't look him in the eye, but her mother took the brother's side again and said they'll talk about it, which has never worked in the past, and now the party line is that he's behaving much better, when all I'm seeing is that he now says please and thank you while performatively being considerate. We got in a big argument when I essentially said I don't like him, don't believe him, and don't trust her mother to look out for my partner's best interest, and now there's a tension around the subject between us all, with it eventually being said that her mother doesn't consider me part of the family. I love my partner so much, but I honestly can't imagine being so connected to this dynamic my whole life. She loves her family and wants to spend as much time with them as possible, feeling it's an obligation, but they make her miserable and actively interfere with our relationship, going so far as to say I don't love her as much as she loves me. I want to live together and have a life together, but she never wants to be more than 40 minutes away from them, or will have to send money home to compensate and not feel guilty. Too long did not read. Girlfriend's family are very controlling of her and, by proxy, our relationship. I love her, but I can't stand them, and it's creating a lot of tension between us, and I don't have a solution besides breaking up. Move on. No one on either side of this will change. You have the info you need regarding patterns of behavior. Rip off the Band-Aid and move on. No contact. You will thank yourself later. Found out my partner cheated on me years ago. I, 32F, found out that my partner of almost 10 years, 34 meters, cheated on me about a year or so into our relationship. To make a long story short, I found his email from years ago open on his iPad, which showed conversations between him and the 2 people he cheated on me with. I confronted him, and he admitted to everything. The first 2-ish years of our relationship were rocky. I had just gotten out of a long-term and abusive relationship. He blames his infidelity on the drugs he was on back then and how I wasn't the best partner to him. He swore up and down he has no contact with them, but any trust one had with him has been lost, and I have no reason to trust him. I am devastated. This is the man I am wanted to marry and have a life with. I think about this multiple times a day, unsure of what to do. I want to stay true to myself and walk away, but I also know we are not the same people we were almost a decade ago. It just breaks my heart because I fell in love with him thinking there would be no way he'd ever break mine. Too long did not read. Partner of 10 years cheated on me, and I'm unsure what to do next. Why did he have that email open? That would be my first question. If it was over and done with years ago, why he doesn't miss it? Why was he looking? I couldn't trust someone that was fine holding that lie in for so long personally. I wish you luck. That is a long relationship, and I'm sure this is very hard. Was he reading the email? Or was he planning to send another and rekindle lost love? He's suspicious. Girlfriend disappointed because I did nothing for Valentine's Day 20M20F. There's not much context to be said here. We've been together for a year and a half. This year on Valentine's Day, or I'd say the entirety of Valentine's week, I wasn't able to do anything special for her. Mainly because I was extremely sick for basically the entirety of February. I had planned out digital presents that I would make here, were long distance, since the start of the month, but my health just deteriorated. I still don't know exactly what I had, but I was vomiting about thrice every day, and I was tired and sick, and just not in a situation where I'd be able to prepare anything special. When this was over, and I got a little better, then I was hit with an insane 102 constant fever. I tried doing someone on February 12th, but I was in so much pain I just couldn't. She says that she's disappointed with me, and she was talking about her friends, and what their boyfriends had done and just stuff. I told her obviously that I was sick, but she wouldn't care. Says that you weren't that sick. I told her I really was, but she negates it. I don't know what to feel about this. How do I confront her about this? Too long did not read. Girlfriend disappointed with me because I couldn't do anything for Valentine's Day due to being sick. Please don't date people who tell you that you weren't that sick. It says a lot about the kind of person she is that she was more worried about her gifts than she was about whether you were okay. A caring partner would be offering to have soup delivered or would be encouraging you to see a doctor. She is not the one. Move on. She should be more concerned about your health than celebrating on the actual day. F35. Feel like shrinking in my relationship with M36. I met a genuinely kind, thoughtful man who actually puts in effort, which feels rare in today's dating pool. But here's the dilemma. He's allergic to almost everything that gives me joy. He's allergic to cats, and I've been clear from the start. Come with cats. They're family, not pets. LD ever rehome. He says he accepts that, but suggests we live in separate apartments, and I don't know how I feel about that. I've always imagined living with my partner. And my cats. I love the sun and the beach. He can't tolerate sun exposure for long. It causes rashes and headaches, plus he can't swim in the ocean. I love nature, hiking, being outdoors. He's allergic to trees and grass, which means more city living. And that honestly feels soul-crushing to me because nature is where I feel alive. Aside from these incompatibilities, he's kind and emotionally what I've been looking for. Too long did not read. I can't shake the feeling that being with him would mean slowly giving up the things that make me feel like myself. Am I overthinking this, or is this a real lifestyle incompatibility? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If being with him means shrinking your world, that's not compromise, that's slow resentment. That's not overthinking. That's core lifestyle incompatibility. Bots striking again, LOL. Gotta make sure you add a too long did not read next time, or they won't let it slide.